Hello. Okay, I just got my CinDWood craft looms in the mail today, and when you order one of the looms, what you get is you get the loom. You get to choose what color the pegs are on it, and then you get a corresponding hook, which the hook is metal. I think these are actually like little dental tools, but they put a plastic sleeve on it and then put this on it, and they actually appear very, very strong, so that's pretty cool. And you get this little wedge, which I'll show you what that's for in a moment. And you get a yarn guide, which the yarn guide, it's a little too small if you get the 1/2 inch spacing pegs, so I would use maybe a straw or something to do a yarn as a yarn guide. Now if you get the 1/2 inch spaced ones, I mean the 5/8 inch spaced ones, the yarn guide goes fine through them, which I only got one, and the other two I got in the smaller gauge. Here's what this one looks like. This is the medium size. This one would compare in size to the KB Super Afghan Loom, and I think the material these pegs are made of is actually the same thing that KB uses in their pegs, which is a really good material. I've never had any trouble with it breaking or anything. And the looms all come with a black peg to use as your starting peg, so you can remember each row, and each side actually has one of these on it, just like a tack or something put in there, but that's to wrap your yarn around so it doesn't unravel. You can order these pegs, you can order these looms in 3 different sizes, as shown. Now, I've never seen an S loom this small, so I don't really have one to compare it to for you. But I'll show it to you compared to, here's this one, and then here's this one. So this one, to do flat panels, I'd say maybe like baby blankets or something. I haven't made anything with them yet, so I don't really know exactly how wide they make. But maybe it's like twin, full-size queen. Oh, and now this is, wow, this one's heavy. This one I would compare to like your Serenity loom as far as size goes. It's just the Serenity loom is pushed down and it's a little more elongated right through here. This one's just a big circle. And again, each one comes with a corresponding hook to match the peg color, which is really cool. I like that. And you can order extras of these, which I would suggest if you plan on using yours to do like footies or hats or anything like that. You never know, you might lose one. It's only like, I think, $2 to get an extra one. But all you do is you find where you need it at, and you push it down in there, and you're good to go. And they're made to where they angle out a bit. Try to fix my lighting. They angle out a bit, so you're not going to push it all the way through. And it seems to wedge in there pretty good, so you shouldn't really have problems with it coming out either. Alright, I don't really know what else to say about them. They seem really neat. People who have used them, absolutely comment on what you think of them. And there we go. Sit all these up nice and neat. There we go. We got our tower of looms. So here you go. This will give you a better visual of what each size looks like. This is more like your Serenity. This is more like the KB Super Afghan loom. And this one is a size I've never seen before. And of course, any of these you can get in the 5/8 or the 1/2 inch size. I prefer the 1/2 inch size over, I prefer the 5/8 inch size, which is this one right here, over the 1/2 inch. It's a little wider and it's easier to use yarn guides with it. But if you're wanting to work with just one strand of yarn and you're wanting to be able to make something, then you're probably going to want the tighter gauge, because depending on what you're making, with the smaller gauge ones you can use like a size 5 or a size 4. You might be able to use one strand of a size 4 yarn, or maybe 2 strands of a size 4, just depending on the yarn and exactly what you're making. Now with the 5/8 inch size, you'll want to use a size 5 or a size 6 to do anything with that. The looms also come with directions here and patterns, and then it just gives you some tips and stuff. And this, another thing that's really cool about this one, this is the only S loom I have seen that already comes marked of how to do the figure 8 stitch, which I mark all my looms how to do the figure 8 stitch. I will do videos and go through and show you how to mark each of these, of how to do a rib stitch as well, which that's just a different style, because some people, I have comments, people are getting sick of the figure 8 stitch and they like to use their S looms in a rake style, so they want to know other ways to wrap them. And for those who might be newer to looming or don't understand what I'm saying here, you see how some of these pegs are marked. There's a way you can wrap going from this peg to this peg to this peg to this peg to where it's called a figure 8. And of course all your working comes out here and it gives you a different appearance. Actually, I have my KB loom sitting here and it's already wrapped with something on it. And this is already marked, showing you how to do, which is the figure 8 stitch. And I have videos to show you how to do that, and I'll do videos on these as well. But this is kind of how it turns out and what it looks like. And I have people who have been using that so much, they are wanting to learn new ways, so I will be doing videos on those as well. Anyway, these looms are quite a bit more pricey than some of your plastic looms, because I mean, I think I got my KB Super Afghan loom for, I think I got it on sale and paid like $25 for it, which is a decent price for a loom. That's not bad because it's a big loom, but you got to look at it. These are not going to break. I mean, you're going to have to be very, very hard on these to get them to break. They're going to last a very long time. So for the quality for them, the price is wonderful. I mean, it's a very, very good quality loom. And they also do, I haven't got my hands on any of them yet, but I'm going to try to. They do long looms and they do circle looms. And I believe all of them, you can pick the gauge you want. The only thing I see that they don't do is some looms, if you have a smaller gauge, the pegs are actually smaller as well. But of course, as I said, I haven't tried these out yet. This is just kind of like my first video overview of them. And I like them. I like what I see. They look very nice. I like how they correspond things. I like how it does come with a tensioner, because some of your looms don't. And that's kind of one of those things that I have just fallen in love with and I use constantly. If you do order these looms, I would suggest ordering extra of these, in case, let's say you only get one loom and you want to make, you have a baby shower to go to, so you do a blanket and you want to do a hat on here, or you want to do a couple pairs of footies and a baby hat. If you have enough of these, you can have a bunch of different projects going at one time on this. So that's kind of a neat option that you can have, because none of the other looms, none of the other S looms come with a marker. The only thing really out there for it is the universal loom adjusters that I make. But my loom adjusters, if I can make them for these looms and I can make them for the KB Afghan loom, but I have to know in advance, and they cost more. These are thicker, so I have to make the peg a lot taller for these types of looms. And this one, this is actually it's one of those things where it's just the easiest pattern is really the most efficient and is the best. And that's what we got for these. Yep, that's a seed.
Yeah, it's a seed for my apple.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay. So here are my looms. I don't remember what they called the different sizes. So we'll say large, medium, and small. And you can even, if you really are big into coordinating things, you can actually have them take and do all the pegs in like green with just these neutral color pegs for these ones. So that's kind of cool that you can have them made specifically how you want them made. And the communication with the company is really cool too, because I actually talked to the woman some online before. I had ordered these. And I'm very happy with them. I'm extremely happy with them, and I will definitely be buying more stuff from them in the future. And of course, everything I buy, I will do videos so you guys can see too, because it looks like they do a circle loom that is larger than your normal circle loom, which I call, sometimes I will make what I call fat head hats. You know, sometimes some people have very bulbous heads that are larger than normal. And in those situations, even using just the biggest circle loom in your 4 circle loom set doesn't really make it quite as big as you need it to be. So I believe they have a loom that I could do these even larger. So I really need to get a hold of that, because I do so many Jane hats that, sorry, I do so many unofficial, unlicensed, replica Jane hats that it would be nice to have that larger loom to do the extra large size hats, and I think they would fit a lot better for some, because every once in a while I do get a request for an extra large. Anyway, enough rambling from me. These looms are awesome. I'm very excited about these, and I want comments below. People that have these looms, let me know what you think of them. Let me know what your favorite pattern is, you know, do's and don'ts, just different things like that. Just things that you think other people might want to know before they purchase them. I do know the next looms I get, I will try to get them in even different colors. 'Cause now I've got a goal that I want a loom in every color they make. Alright, thank you for watching.